One of the things that is illuminated when the sun is in Pisces, as it is now, is what our relationship is with oneness, right? How much of it we want and we draw in, how much of it we are afraid of and reject. What is the dance of acceptance and rejection in how we perceive it? Also in how much we allow it to radiate from within ourselves. And this is human, right? Like it's very easy to get into the judgment of things of like, oh, this is, good or bad, or, low spirit vibes or high spirit vibes. But to me, wherever you are, wherever I am on a particular day, it is part of the spiral, part of the journey to realizing ourselves. So without getting too much or without getting caught up too much into what something may look or feel like or what it should be, this is more about getting to work with the lunar energies during this season when the sun is in Pisces and allowing it to illuminate something that we didn't know about ourselves. Let it be an adventure of curiosity inward. So with that in mind, we are moving from these three energies that we had previously talked about, emotions in Scorpio season. In Sagittarius, we talked about thoughts. In Capricorn, we talked about the physical body. And when the moon is in these three signs, it is coming into alignment, bringing in a sort of a relationship that is aligned and cohesive within these three, because we need that in order for us to revel in the beauty of what is the moon in Aquarius. To me personally, this is a really, really fun place for the moon to be, simply because of what is possible. Before I get into that, the moon in Aquarius can feel, not great sometimes. Now, Aquarius is a mental sign. And when the moon is in Aquarius, it can sometimes feel like a lot of ideas, a lot of, cerebral, mental brain activities. It can also be fun. It can be like you've been thinking about a problem forever and randomly a solution shows up. So there is like unconventional solutions. I often find we have access to that when we stop pushing or pressing against a problem. And so this can be like, you're working on a project, you have all these issues, and you're like, you know what, I can't even bother. And you go to take a walk, you go for a drive, or you're in the shower, and a perfect solution out of nowhere just drops into your head. And that happens because your mind has let go, right? Like we're no longer cycling in the hamster wheel of the problem. We have just allowed natural release. And so the higher octave of a solution coming in from nowhere, out of nowhere, someone offers you a thing you needed, offers you help, offers you a lifeline, offers you an opportunity that suddenly expands your world. This is a really amazing place of enjoyment when the moon is in Aquarius. And it is limited only by us being enslaved to our thought cycles and getting caught in our overthinking patterns. And so you can see how, even in this example that I gave, we have this problem when we went for a walk, we tended to our body, we tended to our emotions. Maybe we started doing the dishes, maybe we started cooking, and we enacted in our environment in a different way. And then the, amazing solutions were able to flow. So that is a big and incredible part of when the moon is in Aquarius. One of the other incredible blessings of this particular energetic is the ability to hold a variety of perspectives. And so again, when we think of when our mind gets rigid, right? Like if I tell you, oh my God, I got this pen, it is the best pen, it's like the only pen I use, you should also use this pen because it's just going to change your life, and la la la, and the ink and the color, and I can give you 80 reasons why this thing is the best thing. And like maybe you'll try it, but it might not be the best thing for you. Or maybe you don't care about pens that much. Maybe you like pencils, or maybe you type more, right? So when we, and this is the other part, especially, so the moon is a relational sign and Aquarius is highly social. So again, in the shadow of moon in Aquarius, we might be so in love with our new idea, our new thought, our new adventure, that we kind of push it on people. And in its higher octave, the gift of the moon in Aquarius is that it is able to hold an incredible range. It is like going, you and 7 friends, so 8 of you, go to a movie and each of you watch the movie from start to finish, and you have a range. One person hated it, one person loved it, and each of your other friends are part of a range. Like they just had different experiences. They loved or hated different scenes, or they loved and hated the same scene. And for you to hold the consciousness where you are like, oh yeah, that was cool. Oh yeah, okay. And you are now having a chat with your friends after, over dinner, and you are listening to all of their thoughts, all of their perspectives. And you are like, wow, this is almost more entertaining than the movie itself. That is one of the gifts of the moon in Aquarius, where there is almost like a hidden drive to celebrate the range of all things, all peoples, all possibilities, and all perspectives. And it is only limited by how much we allow our perspective, our minds to open. And so, this can be very hard. But one of the other fun energies, like now that the moon is in Aquarius, I'm in India through the month of February, and there is this annual celebration called the MahaShivratri, which is around now, like just before the new moon, the night before the new moon, which will be in a day or a day and a half or so. And this festival, MahaShivratri, is the coming together of the Vedic or the Hindu god, the Lord Shiva, and his wife, the goddess Parvati. Another way of seeing this is it is the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. In the Vedic lore, it is also the union of consciousness, pure light consciousness, and matter and reality. So that's the god and the goddess, right? And this merging, this union actually births the creation of the universe. And so this is also an aspect of Aquarian energy where it can celebrate the marriage of our dreams and our reality. It can celebrate the marriage of our consciousness and the matter that is us. My consciousness might be to I might have a level of consciousness that's maybe, vibrating peace. But right now I'm sitting alone in my apartment. But that's okay, right? Like, how does that work in union? What are my actions from this place? And when there is union, the creation that then, like, what does that creation serve? What does that creation look like? And so that is the celebration that like millions of people are participating in at this time. And I love, for me, the notion of marrying matter, and matter is reality exactly as it is, not what we wish reality would be. So it is not material reality that we are interested in changing. Oh, my material reality sucks. I'm going to bring in consciousness to change it. That's not what this is. This is the marriage of consciousness with reality exactly as it is, because we know and trust that this union brings about a creation in a whole new way that is so beyond anything that we in our human minds can dream up or imagine. And so that's part of the energy that's also actually moving into the new moon in Pisces that's coming up. But if you are interested in celebrating these couple of days when the moon is in Aquarius, one of the things I like to do, and I should admit, I'm not good at doing this like all the time, like every time the moon is in Aquarius, but one of the things I do is I write down what I think my dreams are, like what I'm trying to build out and what I'm trying to do. And I look at, I do this little like map where on one hand, on one side, say on the left side, I write down, oh, I want, this and this and this. It's sort of like listing out my desires. And then on the right side, I write out the emotion I want to feel when this desire is complete. So say I want to like meet an amazing guy, right? What I'd write here on the side is I'd think of what is the emotion. So devotion, fulfillment, love. I mean, love is a little bit vague, but it can be whatever it means to you. And then I write a sentence as if that emotion is already occurred. Like, now that I am, like loved, resolved, or whatever, what am I doing now? Like, I'm already this, so now what? And it sort of helps me bridge where my desire, the thing I want, with what it's actually serving that is larger than me. So it helps us move from the personal to the transpersonal. And that to me is a really lovely way of being in reciprocity with the universe. Like, a lot of us, let's think of money. Like, I want a lot of money and I want it because I want things. But what if what you feel when you have, so say tomorrow I gave you $10 million and you'd feel what? Grateful, more greedy, like insufficient, whatever that is. So pick a nicer vibe, a nicer emotion. Like, how would you feel with all this money? Well, maybe you'd feel like you'd feel abundant. And then the thing you'd write on the right-hand side is, now that I am abundant, ... And it's like, now that I'm abundant, I can feed my neighborhood. Now that I am abundant, I can be so much more generous because I feel like I want to be generous, but I never had the ability to, and now I am that. And it sort of expands it larger than you. So I'll write this down a little bit more coherently in the notes, but if that's a little activity on helping yourself expand and expand your dream and expand your capability and expand your possibility, that it's a really fun way to sit with this particular energy as the moon is moving, as the moon is in Aquarius, moving through into Pisces. And that is, we're actually coming to the new moon. So I will talk about that in the next video. Have a great day.